Mali, Burkina Faso, Chad and Niger have pledged to contribute 5,000 soldiers to a special counter-terrorism force. It would be based in Mali, where there's already a UN peacekeeping mission comprised of more than 12,000 soldiers. Our Africa correspondent Fidelis Umbar joins me now from Istanbul. Hello there, Fidelis. Well, why is there this need for a second peacekeeping force in the Sahel?
The UN has about more than 12,000 troops in Mali, but their mandate is limited because all they do for now is more like protect civilians and just try to maintain law and order, especially in the cities like Bamako. But in this case, France is advocating for the 5 countries, so-called G5, to be able to deploy troops to areas that they've identified, the cell groups of militant groups that are aligned to Daesh and Al-Qaeda. So with this, they will be more aggressive in terms of tackling terrorists who have been roaming around the vast area of the Sahel region.
You're talking about some increased hotspots, military attacks around the region. Who's responsible for those?
The 5 states that are contributing troops are expected to, as soon as now that the UN has given them the mandate to get soldiers, about 100 soldiers from each of the countries, to bring troops to be able to police the area. And then we're talking about the UN bringing funds to be able to carry out this project, because as of now, it's only the European Union that has pledged about $56 million to be able to fund this. This has actually been a cause of debate between the US and France, because the US is trying to scale down on the funding for UN projects, especially peacekeeping missions across the world. And now with France coming up with this proposal, because France is saying that if you leave this to just the local troops on ground, that in future these terrorists might actually pose a serious threat to Europe.
It's all very well, though, promising reinforcements, but it's going to be expensive. And there have been those initial disagreements between the US and France, haven't there, over funding of the new counter-terrorism force. So talk us through a little bit more detail about that sticking point about funding.
The UN is already, the US is already complaining about funding the UN missions across the world, and they feel that they shouldn't be spending so much money. And in this case, the area we're talking about consists mostly of the colonies of France. So they feel that France is just pushing that mainly because of their own agenda. And they feel that they should not be involved in terms of bringing out funds to a project that they are not actually committed to. And the countries that are contributing troops in this case are countries that don't even have the funding to be able to maintain these troops. We're talking about Chad, we're talking about Niger, Mauritania, bringing troops. But in this case, they don't even have the necessary funds to be able to maintain their military locally. Talk more about extending it to a region which actually they will need more sophisticated weapons, they will need more training and also funds to be able to maintain the troops as long as they can in the Sahel.